morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio. This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody out there. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. And I'll say Happy New Year's one more time. My name is Akinloye, and this is Canada, people. We always start the show with the recognition of my faith. And my faith doesn't necessarily mean I belong to a particular denomination, is how I'll put it. When I say my faith is my belief in my God, and I say thank you, God, for the gift of life, sustenance, preservation, and a whole lot more. Thank you for having the insight to bear and having the wherewithal to accommodate. And thank you for the preservation of life. That's very important. And if you're a regular listener on this show, you'd understand how I start my thing, especially in the morning hour. What I do or what I say is in recognition of my belief system, of my own spirituality. And I say this, and I'm glad, I'm happy to always come around in appreciation of my Creator in the morning hour. My name is Akinloye once again. We call this show This is Canada. And we say Happy New Year's to you. There's a fresh edition in the New Year's. A little holiday wouldn't do nobody no bad. I say to anybody who cares to listen. And a whole lot of people might have thought, oh my God, is This is Canada ever coming back? Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. This is Canada. And on This is Canada, what we do, and we've done in almost a year now, is having to showcase happenings, events, be it political, social, cultural, happenings generally, and sayings, trending talks in Canada. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that this hinders any other person who's not in Canada or a Canadian to be a part of the show. Now, what we do is relative to the worldwide issues, right? And you could be a part of it. All you got to do is join our social media handles. And one of the things that we'll be doing in this very first few weeks of the New Year's is we're probably just going to go on TikTok Live as well, all right? So we will entertain that maybe once or twice a week. You will divide it in a way that it allows for our TikTok viewers as well to be a part of the live shows. So that way we will cover the whole 9 yards, okay? And be it cultural, be it political, be it social issues, we tackle on this show. And to be a part of this is as simple as ABC. Be a part of our social media handles, and we're on practically all social media handle. And we're there as Cradle Radio. I love this part of it, especially in the mornings. And sometime in the mornings, I just want to just sleep. I'm not a morning person per se, but because of this, I am a morning person. I love that aspect of it. When you come alive and you can, contribute your own quarter to things happening around your society. This year's going to be a great year, people. It's going to be a great year. Listening through Cradle Radio earlier on, I was listening to the music of this amazing individual from Ghana. I call him Manifest. I love that Annell, that young man. Manifest. Manifestation of the truth. And yes, let's go. Let's go 2026, people. Let's go. 2026 might just be your year. It definitely is going to be my year. And I pray that it becomes a year for so many people in good health, great mindset, and most importantly, with love. Yeah, let's go. In as much as I want to just, create an atmosphere where every other person goes around this morning and says, it's a new year. I know I'm not a spoiler of anything, but I just like to join the bandwagon sometimes and saying New Year's, even if in some of the oldest civilization in mankind, it's not the New Year's for them, right? I ain't spoiling nothing for nobody, all right? The Chinese calendar, it's not a new year yet. Islamic calendar, it's not a new year yet. But you know what? There's a new year. My middle name is Samson, huh? So I recognize it as a new year. So let's just, follow the trend. Hopefully we're not being programmed as well. Let's go, people. Now, it's not because it's the first edition of the year 2026. We ain't going to be doing what we do best, which is having to tackle issues as it affects our environment. I love radio, man. Started my career, I think I started on radio, right? Yeah, I started radio, then went to TV. Started in 96. This year's gonna be 30 years of me being on radio. That's right. 30 years, people. 30 years. Look at them grays. It didn't just come from nowhere. 30 good years. A 30-year-old has got kids, right? A 30-year-old. Something like a grandfather, right? I'm just saying, 20-year-old kids got kids. They got kids. 18-year-old kids got kids. So it's been 30 years, 2026, because the journey started in 1996, and I'm appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of everybody that have been a part of my journey. It's such a thing to acknowledge at every given time, all right? I love that. I'm never forgetful of people that have, contributed in one way or the other to me being here. That means they're a part of that journey. Or you're a part of that journey. You never know. And we got people from the likes of the United States already buzzing in, all right? Papa T, good morning, wherever you're in the part of the globe. This morning, good morning. Happy New Year's to you too, brother. Happy New Year's. And yes, this is Canada. So in as much as I wanna run down the topic or the discuss for today, I still really want to be appreciative of my God, because listen, man, I ain't trying to sway you, all right? If you're atheist, if you're agnostic, or whatever denomination or whatever belief system you are, that's all right. That's all right. I'm not trying to sway you. I'm just doing my thing. I'm appreciative of my Creator, because it provides for me according to His wishes and glory, His riches and glory. According to His riches and glory. My mama's gonna be so proud of me right now. I bet it. I can bet it. In the clouds, she's gonna be saying, "That's my boy. That's my son." She's sitting next, on the right-hand side of God. I know that for sure. A deaconess right there. Deaconess Aderonke. Aiden. So without further ado, we're gonna do something this morning that's gonna be might affect you. It might be something that is really kicking you up somewhere. Might be something that you're experiencing or you've noticed around you. Or might be something that you're even trying to question. You're even trying to question and trying to know what's going on. And as the headline says this morning, let me see if my headline is popping up somewhere there. Let me see if my headline is popping up. All right, let's see. That's a long one anyways. That's a long one. All right. We're going to try to shorten it so you can probably read it on screen, live on screen. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do if we can do the magic right here. All right, let's see. All right, it's just gonna take a minute or two. You know, my team and my team, they're still in the new year feel. So, pardon the lengthiness of. All right, I got it right now. So let's shorten it and let's give it to you so that you could actually draw attention or put your mind into it. Put your mind into it this way so we could all get it. All right, now see it. Now, what we're looking at this morning is something. Oh, you like this? I'll move back a little bit. All right, it's CradleRadio, baby. CradleRadio. You know, so the end of hybrid, at least in Ontario, I can speak for every other part of the world. So if you've had people owing to COVID having to work hybrid, or, you know, not only hybrid, you know, some people just work remotely from home permanently. And people getting used to it. You see people having their briefs, underwears, just putting on a shirt behind a desk, believing that the best in terms of productivity that can come from them is where they are in their own environment. And I'm gonna shed some light into this. I'll shed it in relations to students as well, right? I must say this, and I'm not trying to be biased in a way. I'm not trying to be biased in a way. I'll tell you as it is. During COVID, my kids were not as productive as they were having to go to classes to have an in-class session. That's definite. So I ain't trying to be biased. I'm just saying. Kind of affected them kids, you know, mentally in a way too, because they go around thinking, I don't even feel like I'm in class. You know, that's for kids. That's for kids.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on CradleRadio.
They say kids are extension to longevity. In our own ways, in our own reasoning. A reflection of us in a way that allows us to be able to understand how we were when we were like them, if you understand what I mean this morning. Yeah, that's right. We were once kids too. You understand that? All right. All right, so good morning. Now this morning we'll ask a question that is shaking the boardrooms, right? HR departments and millions of workers worldwide. Is this the end of a hybrid work? I want to know. Hopefully what's happening in Ontario could be related to your own part of the globe or your own region of the world. All right. Now, what began as a temporary solution during the COVID pandemic, it was a temporary solution during COVID. It's now become one of the most contentious workplace debates of our time. I'm just trying to see if I can, hear myself sound. Hopefully, because we're broadcasting on like 3 different platforms. We're on CradleRadio. It's a live transmission on CradleRadio. We're borrowing something from CradleRadio, and we streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. So you'll understand having to do some checks and balance while on the show. This is a live show. It ain't recorded in any way. Of course, a rebroadcast version comes later in the day, on some certain days. So, but aside that, it's a live morning show. If you're listening to a repeat broadcast, that's understandable. But for now, you're live on the show. So, what began as a temporary solution during COVID-19 pandemic has now become one of the most contentious workplace debates of our time, and that's hybrid work. Splitting time between home and office was born out of necessity in 2020. Lockdowns were everywhere. Forced companies to adapt overnight to the surprise of many, executives' productivity didn't collapse. In fact, for some sectors, it soared. It didn't collapse. It soared. So, at a point, people were even saying they were more productive because of the fact that they were in an environment that were theirs. But that's what the numbers says. But could the numbers have been manipulated? Who knows? Because some of those numbers, for instance, you look around and you hear, oh, the work numbers in Ontario has climbed. No. That's some PR shit. It's matured radio, people, so probably block your kids' ears or something, because this is matured radio. Matured radio, no hindrance, no inhibitions, no blip and all that. And that's why you got to be 18. I think we're going to put that as well, in one of our graphics. It's 18 and above. 18 and above. That's why I like when YouTube gives you that preference of having to say, who is it meant for? 18 and above. So, pardon my profanity, pardon my vulgarity, as the case may be. By 2021 and 2022, hybrid work was no longer an emergency fix. It was a workplace revolution. Employees restructured their lives around flexibility. Parents reclaimed hours lost to commuting. Cities saw shifting traffic patterns, and talent recruitment went global. Because you could be, for instance, in Canada, and you could be working remotely in some place like Australia, which is understandable because you're working remotely. Some people had that opportunity of having to work 2 jobs at the same time. I'm revealing nothing. I'm just telling you how it is, right? It's a live show. We need to be realistic in our approach to things as well. And you might ask yourself a bigger question. Is that a disadvantage? We'll get to that. But now the tide is turning. It definitely is turning. Across North America and beyond, corporations are issuing full-time return to office mandates. It's gonna be heavy, it will be bumpy, but get ready for it. The justification? Collaboration, culture, accountability, and control. Executives argue innovation thrives in shared physical spaces. Well, in a way, it's an argument. But from my own experience, it's like when you see people, it tends to just enhance productivity. You can actually talk to somebody. You don't just go dulling in your mind as well. Somebody can look at your work and go like, oh, why don't you do it like that? Another observation could be that you could share this in a workspace environment, right? Especially if your computer is connected to a certain network, so you all can see each other's jobs. But is it the same thing as having to talk to somebody, having a cigarette break having a coffee break, having a water break, having a little tea during your office breaks with somebody, or just citing somebody you don't like in your office. That happens as well. You might just have somebody you don't really like that you just see every day, but mentally you don't even know what that does for you, because it becomes a negative inclination that allows you to be productive, to work faster. Is that a lot to put to you this way? It might be a productive element as well. It might be a productive element. You know, across North America and beyond, corporations are issuing full-time return to office mandates. They are mentorship, they say, can't be replaced on a screen. Company identity, the one is eroding. It's just crazy, people. If you were, perchance, if you have the wherewithal to own your business this morning, so kind of listen to me real good, right? If you own your business, if you own your own practice, you don't even know how good you have it. You don't know how good you have it. Because the fact that somebody works for a corporation means forget whatever you tell yourself in your mind at every given time. You're already controlled. You're already controlled right from the time you have that job. And people might say to you, oh, if I'm driving a drop-off kind of business, right? I don't want to mention names, right? So this is one of the things you learn in broadcasting 101. You could mention something without mentioning names. So if you do a drop-off business, right, like service drop-off and all that, all right, this is my buddy. This is my buddy. I'm going to do this guy solid this morning. I'm going to put him right on screen, man. I'm going to put him right there. So this way, you're going to know how it is. Just 1 second. Hey, D Weasel, you're live on radio, right? So don't swear, don't curse, buddy. You're live on radio, buddy.
Yes, I'm live, bro.
You're live? All right.
All right, great. How's it going?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right, buddy. I'm all right. Happy New Year to you on radio, at least. You're live right now. You can listen to yourself as well. This is my buddy right from high school. You know, one of them naughty boys in high school. We were talking yesterday. This morning we're looking at the end of hybrid. If I knew you were going to call, I would probably connect you to the console. Well, I'm holding my phone in my hands for you right now. Let's say people who have full-time office work, people who are enjoying a hybrid, they were mandated to go back to work. And one of the things that we saw in Ontario is we saw people protesting they don't want to go back to full-time work. What do you think about that?
Well, thanks for letting me come into the conversation. I'm sorry for joining abruptly.
It's all right.
Yeah, what I see about that is, hybrid is good, but it has its own, it does have its lapses. It encourages people it gives them flexibility. So, and, the situation like Ontario or Toronto, where there's job shortage, the hybrid does encourage some people, does enable some people to have multiple, while some people don't even have a job. So they patch 3 or 4 jobs together because, in the name of they can put 3 laptops, 4 computers in their basement and start working, which is unfair on a very, very pleasant atmosphere. And it doesn't bring the best of the workers, because the only time you have at work should be your break time.
That's right.
And we got some people play with their toys and everything. Some people are even on Xbox playing Xbox. You know, while they're still working. That's why you call some government places and they fail to pick up the call for a long time. Because like they're enjoying the freedom, right? There's no supervisor, nobody monitoring them. So except there can be like a check and balance thing that they use to really like audit them, like see their productivity is being used to the maximum. If not, the employers are just still at the loss because people are not giving their 100%. We have some kind of jobs before, like where we used to do like real station work. People are mandatory to be on their feet, so you know what you get paid for.
That's right.
But so the owner of the business is happy that it's using you to the maximum and it compensates you with your wage. But now you're getting compensated, and you might even be laying down.
So in terms of productivity, it's like it's lacking in productivity.
It's not 100% efficient.
And I did talk about earlier on where people have greedily decided to do 2-3 jobs that should be spread out to other people as well, all in the name of a hybrid, right? And in a case of Ontario, does it really make sense to always have this placard carrying? How do you put a placard carrying protest every time there's a singular issue? Because it seems to be the only thing that Ontario is known for. Protests everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's the only way. That's a decent way in the modern world where you can communicate your grudge or grievances to the government. That's a civilized way of expressing yourself. You carry placards. Somebody's seeing it. Everybody's driving past. There are weird things there. We're not in the world of newspapers anymore. So like. That's like a medium, which is not bad there anyways. But like social media too is another powerful tool that people use to engineer their plight. So all these are not on the bad side, but back to our main topic, going back to work physically, it encourages equal distribution of job. To everybody, so that not a single person. I know of bodies that are doing like 3 jobs, 5 jobs. It's pretty unfair. So people keep doing interviews, they're not even getting employed, right? So they have the skills too that they don't have, but because they're just not lucky to. Because once you bag 1, you can bag 3. That's the situation we're facing right here. So, like, it's not good for the society. And productivity-wise, I don't belong to the school of thought that if you're working from home, you exhibiting your 100%. No. You can go for a cigarette break anytime.
That's right.
Break anytime. You can attend to your personal issues, but somebody's paying you for that, right? So if at work, even if you have nothing to do, there's always something to do.
That's true.
The person paying you, the person is getting the maximum, squeezing the blood out of you and compensating you with your wage. So it's not a bad practice to go back to work. Working from home, it's or hybrid, it's not the best idea. It came in handy during the COVID period. I appreciate that. It should stop there. They kill social life. You don't even know your co-workers. There are a lot of things you can gain by rubbing mind and shoulders with your co-workers. You get used to each other. It's like footballers, soccer players playing together for a long time, right?
That's right.
You playing yours from your home, I'm playing mine from my home. We're not really communicating. The communication strength is weak. All right, so it's something they got to review, really. You know what? Nice talking to you, Credo.
All right, man. You know what? That's the one and only Diron Ladiji right there, right? I call him the Weasel. That's one man you don't want out of your life at any given time. Thanks, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, great. Thank you, bro.
All right. Yeah. I told him, if you keep calling me anytime, especially when I'm on live, I'm going to just bring you right on live. Great contribution right there from Diron Ladiji. He can relate to it because give or take, he's Canadian as well, and can see things in different perspectives as we sit. We're not taking sides this morning. We're just, having to share our views as regards certain things and happenings around Canada. And you'll hear more about issues like this and a whole lot more from people that will contribute in this year going forward. We're going to be bringing people live on the show to be able to communicate. I just would have loved even to, put them on in a certain bit of way through the council, but it still worked out. Let's go impromptu, making it work. And then, now before the whistle called in, I was like, trying to look into certain things in certain ways. Just to tell you that people were listening. People are listening, and people are eager to be a part of this each and every time. You'll follow us on our social media handles, and you'll, catch the best in terms of that. Now, we're still looking at this, the end of hybrid. Full-time office returns ignites a resignation warning. People saying, I'm going to resign. If you resign, what do you think going to happen? Do you even know how many people out there want to take your spot? I'm not trying to be a spoiler. I'm just telling you. You try to resign, man. Yeah. Throw it in. Because this year alone, you don't even want to know. I'm talking about from December. And this month alone is going to be crucial for our nation. There's lots of job losses are on hand. People losing their jobs. Plants shutting down. Different shifts are cutting off. Stellantis took your work into the United States. Don't forget that as well. In which your government decided to give them money for. Well, if you want to know the real reason behind that, you got to go find it out. 3,000 people lost their work in Brampton alone. Big question is, what question are you asking your elected representatives? And I can't blame Stellantis. I can't blame them. Why would I blame them? If the people that issue the money are so gullible enough to just issue that money out, issue that funds out, without reading the fine print in which they wrote themselves. What can you say about the people you put in a place of authority? If you want people to take you serious, you better start acting serious. I tell you. Well, we're going to be right back. Don't go nowhere. Take a breather, and I'll still be here. We're looking at the end of hybrid this morning.
Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back, people. Welcome back. All right. This morning, we're looking at the end of hybrid. Like I did say, we're going to be going TikTok live. All right. There's a tongue twister in there. Still need a little bit of tea. What I got here is tea. So don't have things in your mind. I'm not like that. It's tea. Got a tea bag in there as well. Just, probably would love to show you. End of hybrid. It's 6th day in the month of January, 2026. I love me that aspect of it. And I'm grateful for it. Being alive. These are interesting times. These are really interesting times. Yes. Workers, on their part, they're pushing back. They're pushing back and loudly. The surveys consistently shows a growing warning signal. Forced full-time office returns are triggering a resignation risk, especially among top performers, younger professionals, and workers with in-demand skills. For many, flexibility is no longer a perk. It's a condition of employment. So what are the advantages of ending hybrid work? From an employer's perspective, in-office mandates promises stronger team cohesion, just like the we talked about earlier on, the one and only Derola Digi, right? And yeah, that's him. Oh, that's him. call him back in the day. Some of his names include Shegun. All right, so we went to the same high school together. That's how small the world is. We went to the same high school together. We were still talking yesterday about some guy. We'll talk about this maybe on maybe on one Thursday or thereabout. Something light. We want to have something light about guys who get so popular in high school who ain't popular no more. But that's going to be a different topic for another day. Well, this morning we're looking at the end of hybrid, right? Now, from employers' perspective, in-office mandates cohesion between workers, contributions on a physical basis. People can see each other, can tell each other, why don't you do it like this? I did it like this when it happened to me like that. And a whole lot more, downtown cores revive. Downtown cores where most corporations have their offices, it gets revived. And when it gets revived, people go for coffees, people go for luncheon dates, they go for dinners. After working late, you probably want to just have to bag a takeout or otherwise. So the downtown core of any community or city becomes a thriving point of that city, vis-a-vis the economy of that city as well. So it kind of influences what happens in the downtown core where most of those corporations are. And public transit rebounds. If you look at public transits, we do complain about us most times. We say to ourselves, oh my God, there's so much congestion. There's so much pollution. There's so much traffic. But isn't that what a downtown has as its elements, one of its characteristics? The thing that makes it sound the way it sounds. The thing that makes a downtown a downtown. And I imagine, during COVID, you just saw like a dead zone for most hybrid cities, not only in terms of movement alone, but in terms of the noise that emanates from the city. There's something that does to your mind, if you know what I mean, right? Commercial real estate stabilizes. I have a problem with real estate in Ontario, as a matter of fact. I'm not saying it from a perspective of somebody who's angry at it. It's just the lies involved in it. We're going to talk about that in some other time, all right? But whether we like it or not, the structures in there, the city centers of most populated cities that houses some of these corporations, they've seen a dearth in terms of the real estate market in there. Leases have been abandoned, especially because you don't need your workforce to come in there 24/7, so you don't have to pay that exorbitant amount of money. But one thing that is for sure is this, and I'll say this, if you care to listen, you probably know. The reality of this is, when you look at things in a greater perspective, does this really mean that hybrid is not that productive as it is? Because corporations are not going to show you their spreadsheets. They're not going to show you productivity in terms of their work. And like my buddy said earlier on, when you call officers these days, you spend an hour on the phone because that guy that should be picking up a phone that's been monitored by his or her own supervisor is busy just playing it. I'm not going to mention that because it all depends. Playing a game, a video game, all right, video game. I don't want to mention a brand, so it's not going to be associated with laziness. So you look at it like, how come I'm calling somebody that's meant to pick up a phone at 9 o'clock and I'm staying 1 hour? One of the things we're going to do, what's today? What we're going to do this week? We're going to find out how much of a time has been spent when you call an office that's meant to pick up. We're going to time them as well. Yeah, let's do that. All right, guys, let's work on that. We're going to time them. We're going to time the response rates. We're going to find out if that person that we're talking with is practically speaking in a language that we understand. I was on the phone yesterday with, I don't want to mention the name of the company, but I was on the phone yesterday with, you know what, I'll mention it, right? It has nothing to do with nothing. I was on the phone with UPS yesterday. I asked them to go pick something up for me from another location because I got an account with them. This guy gave me a pickup number. I called in twice because I knew that, listen, every time I'm checking my app, I'm not seeing any movement on there, or even the information is wrong. I imputed an information that is right. When it gets on my app, it becomes an information that is not correct. And in my mind, I'm thinking, how could that happen? I just put this in the real terms of it. Is your site not interacting with each other in terms of the fee that it's getting from users? Because this is really important, especially if you got a website that is as big as that of a UPS. So I asked them to pick up something for me. They didn't pick it up. I spent 45 minutes waiting for somebody to talk with. Then you start talking with the bots. If you know me very well, I'm not a guy that loves talking with a bot. I detest talking to a bot. I want to talk to a real person. But a bot comes in repeating the same thing like a demented algorithm. Then eventually, after yelling, shouting, I got a wing of it and somebody came on the phone. The person that came on the phone was not speaking in an understandable way for me. Then, so we had to speak on top of our voices. So it goes a long way. So what I'm trying to bring out of this is not trying to reveal nothing to know about somebody or a workplace or a workforce. It's the productivity that comes around with workplaces when it's remotely operated. And I'm not biased in any way, all right? Because even the workers, the people that are being mandated, are being ordered, are being controlled, have their own rights too, right? In democracy, you never know. Hybrid work shifted power dynamics. Workers gain leverage, autonomy, and choice. Full-time return mandates are for many a signal that leadership is unwilling to evolve with a changed workforce. And I tell you something, if you care to listen, it's got advantage, it's got disadvantage. It's got the wherewithal in which it affects our everyday life. But in reality, if you're earning a wage, if you're getting a salary, the essence of getting that salary, and I'm not talking from an employer's point of view, I'm talking about what is right and what is wrong. If you're earning a buck from somewhere, you're expected to give at least 80% of you. 80% of you. It's not a case of you having to look back and say to yourself, oh my God, you know what? I want to be in my PJs and work. It makes me, economics could be done inside my room that I've already apportioned as my office. You don't have an office. You don't have an office. You have a space. No, forget what you said. Do you know the definition of an office? You even have an inclination to what an office is? No, you don't have an office. You might have a workstation. You might have a space, but that's not an office. It's not. This question is no longer whether people can work productively outside the office. No, it's not. The debate is settled. The real question is this: will companies adapt to the future of work or attempt to rewind the clock? And I'll tell you something. If care is not taken, the bot's gonna get your jobs. So all those placards that you're using to move around the cities, that you going around cities telling yourself, yeah, I want to work from home, I want to work from, all those statements you're making, the pattern, the path that you threaten is removal from office and being replaced by bots. Already, years gone by, decades gone by, you would always see somebody or hear somebody pick up a phone in a company. Guess what's happening right now? It's the bot that's answering, making repetitive, algorithmic responses that's not useful, that's annoying in the ears of the customers at all times. But no, we love the bots, right? The bot just took somebody else's job right there. There will come a time, especially with the advent of AI and the madness in which people are pushing it. You could hardly watch anything online right now without seeing, oh yeah, you use 15 minutes of your day to learn your AI. Do you even understand what AI means? Because it seems the reality of the understanding of what AI means seems to have left your mind reasoning. You totally don't understand what you're talking about, because AI is artificial intelligence. It will take away from you and be more productive because it's using a data system that draws information and intelligence from every work of life, and it's all connected. To cut a long story short, you would not be needed very, very soon. All right? Whether hybrid or no hybrid, whether remotely or no remotely, the precedence you're setting, I wouldn't call it annihilation, but I will call it removal from work. The real question is, will companies adapt to the future of work or attempt to rewind the clock? Because in today's labor market, forcing people back may not rebuild culture. It may simply empty desk through resignations. The end of hybrid work may be what some executives want, but it could come at the cost of talent, trust, and long-term competitiveness. That's my thoughts. Oh, hopefully, you could have a clue to what I'm saying this morning. The do's and don'ts, advantages and disadvantages of a hybrid system of work. Now, don't forget, you can join our social media handles on the likes of practically all social media platforms. We are Cradle Radio right there. And while we're there, you could just give us a thumbs up, and if you've enjoyed the show for today, and if it's brought a sort of understanding to your perception of what an idea is or was or would be, you could write something out. Comment. Let's hear your views. Let's have your own take about it. And with that, we'll draw the understanding of many to an idea that might be alien to us at the end of the day. My name is Akinloye. I just want to wish you a very good day at work today. Hopefully you'll be behind your desk, remotely or non-remotely. Who knows? Until tomorrow morning, we'll be back on This is Canada. Tell your friends about it. Worldwide. We're worldwide, people. We're worldwide. It's been a pleasure doing this. And we'll do same tomorrow by the special grace of God. I love that aspect of me. It seems the older you grow, the closer you are to God. It seems to be something that is always like that. I don't know. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. But nonetheless, don't forget, no more transmission returns on Cradle Radio. Check it out, CradleRadio.com. And there you could, have the best of listening as regards anything that might suit your day and might remotely get you in the right frame of mind. My name is Akinloye. God bless you. A regular transmission returns on Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio. Wake up in the morning every weekday and join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.